Welcome back to Talk Sports. So, the 31st SEA Games in Vietnam comes to an end, but the significance aftertaste is still remained in the hearts of athletes and the audiences. So today, Talk Sports is honored to have the appearance of the player come from the Vietnam men's basketball team, who also won the love of the fans by his efforts and stunning performances. Please give it up to JUZANG.
Thank you for having me.
So because I know that you have to fly back to LA tonight.
Yeah,
right?
tonight. Yeah, we have a flight, right around midnight, so I wanted to make sure we could.
So actually the tournament is over. So how are you feeling right now?
Just grateful, to be honest. The impact and resonance that all the fans had left on me and the whole team over the last couple of games has been nothing short of just beautiful and astonishing. So it's something that I'll never forget, and I'll cherish for a very, very, very long time.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go more details in your journey at the SEA Games later. You are just already got your Bachelor of Sociology. Yeah. Did you know that make the fans even more crazier about you?
I've heard about that. I've heard about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they are like, is it possible on earth as a man, good at basketball, good at studying, and handsome at the same time, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a triple threat, I guess. But no, it definitely is possible, and I think that, I think putting that on display is a big reason of why I wanted to come over here, to let all, the kids and the next generation know that they can do it.
You already come back here in Vietnam in very early 2018, right?
Yeah.
So why you keep people waiting for so long for the first debut in VB?
That was the time it made sense. I had the 2020 year was right after I graduated, and so I couldn't play because of eligibility in college. I had to wait till that was over, and then two, it just all worked out around that time. And so with COVID and all the craziness happening around the world, it's been this perfect storm of events that kind of led up to that. So was super appreciative that it worked out, because the 2020 year was kind of like the breakout, where everyone got to see that really fun season where we got to obviously win a back-to-back championship.
So it's like everybody freak out because they can have an opportunity to watch a stunning talent come from, overseas Vietnamese come back from the US, and one more time freak out because he left. They are like, just because he already got the champion's title so easy, his skill is the next level compared he is in Vietnam, so he didn't come back.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't about that. I was actually working remote in the States for a Vietnamese company, so I was still halfway here. But just with COVID and everything, and at that time it was locked down. So when I went to go watch my brother play in the Final Four, right before I was able to get back, everything shut down. And so it just didn't work out like that, and was waiting to come back.
So look back to the VBA 2020, so what is the most memorable memories for you?
Oof, I mean, but probably winning that championship. I think that that team had really high expectations. That championship meant a lot. To be the first back-to-back in the VBA, to leave a little bit of history there, was exciting.
So what you got after the tournament, after the league, after the VBA 2020, playing here in Vietnam for the first time?
For me, it wasn't about what I could get or anything like that. I think the whole point of coming over here was thinking about what I could give. I wanted to leave such an impact and legacy for the next generation to come about. So when it comes to like my teammates and stuff, it's sharing the knowledge that I've learned in NCAA and the little finite details that can move the game forward here. But really, for the next generation, like you said, just being that little difference in that next level that they haven't been able to see before with their own eyes, something that they can chase after and be better than. I want them to be better than me. I would love to come back for the next SEA Games here in 20-something years and get to see them play, and hope that, you know, they're way better than I was.
So many overseas Vietnamese coming back here, and they share with us about the making decision come back here to Vietnam to play and to live in Vietnam is one of the best decisions so far for them they ever made in their life.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Oh my God, it's for sure. I mean, I feel the same way. I just sometimes sit back in awe just about how it happened. You know, like without COVID, I don't know if we make that jump across the world in such a crazy time. And if I don't come in 2018, you know, and see Vietnam for the first time, in 2020 to just come over here without knowing anything. So all of these little things helped the next decision, and it worked out. And if I did VBA 2021, would I have left for good and not been able to come back for SEA Games? Who knows? Like, it's just this serendipitous series of events that all worked out so perfectly. And when you get to sit here in retrospect and look back and think about all the great memories that we've had so far, you know, it's been a perfect storm, and I would do it the same exact way.
So everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, everything happened for a reason. But this has been one of the most rewarding and fulfilling, you know, experiences of my life.
So you made that decision by your own, or support from your parents, or being pushed by your parents, especially your mom?
Oh my goodness, I was actually the one, I think, pushing to do it, you know. And I just think in that moment, I told myself, I was like, I want to come back.
It's like with your bachelor and with your skill at the basketball, you can go anywhere in this world, to fit any like basketball team. So why you still choose to come back to Vietnam?
For me, you know, I had offers to play in Europe and a bunch of other places, and even around Asia. But for me, it was, I wanted my time, especially after D1, where the competition, that's the highest. So for me, it was about just impact, and it was about giving back. If I went anywhere else in the world, I would just be a foreign import. For me, there's nothing really necessarily fulfilling about that, right? I think, yeah, the basketball might be better, but like, what would that really do for me? So I think that seeing the kids' faces here and the long-term effects that has weighs more to me than a contract or more athletic basketball. Like, you know, I've played at the highest level in the biggest gyms before, so like that doesn't necessarily excite me. It was like, how can I pass this on before I'm done? So that's why I wanted to, in these short couple years, come back to Vietnam, because it's just more meaningful.
So I feel very bad for those who ever got a thought that you're not coming back to Vietnam because of low salary.
Oh yeah, no, it was my decision to come here in the beginning. I mean, it had nothing to do with money, and at the end, you can't take anything else with you.
Compare for the first time you set the first debut here in VBA, and the first time you played for national team, was the biggest differences?
You know, the bubble year was really, really fun. I think everyone who did get to watch with the digital boards and the way the production was set up, it was really, really a good setup. The court was great, but we were limited with fans, and so the space we did have, they packed it out. It was super loud in there still, but it doesn't compare to the SEA Games. I mean, the scale in which everyone is not only cheering, but then behind one cause and one country is something that can't compare to anything. And so when I'm warming up and I can hear the screams, it almost felt like the Coliseum, like of Rome. It felt like you were underground getting ready, and to come out, and especially the first game against Cambodia, I think I came out like a minute or two after the team did. I was still warming up, and to feel the roar of excitement as I came out the tunnel was like, I gave goosebumps now. You know, what's crazy is the scale of NCAA, right? The arenas you're playing in are technically a lot bigger, When we played in Kentucky, it's 23,000 people, and North Carolina, and like those huge arenas. But size doesn't always matter in that regard, where the energy and the packed, I almost want to compare Tantry to like a Duke, where it's not the biggest stadium, but the energy in there is so electric and it's so loud and it's so packed and tight that that's a better place to play than, say, North Carolina.
So hard over size.
Yeah, hard over size, and that was truly one of the most exciting environments I've ever played in. I don't get goosebumps a lot running out in the games, but I got goosebumps every single night coming out. There was never a night where I was like disappointed, or it was meeting and going over expectations every single night. The fans just got better and better and better, and they kept coming. I mean, we had this procession of people waiting for us after the bus, you know, wins or losses. You know, it's like this unconditional love that was kind of like a family atmosphere as well. So, you know, again, I had to settle some stuff out with just work and things that I was doing in Los Angeles and Seattle and different places. And then once we were able to figure out that I was going to come and play SEA Games, it was quick. It was like I trained hard, like 2 a days, strength and conditioning, massage, treatment, stretches, ice bath, everything for 2 strong weeks, because my trainers over there are really, really good. And so I wanted to get that foundation before I came over here and got with the team. So I wanted to get back up to speed. And then I spent 6 weeks here, which is plenty of time. Just, I think, 2 weeks after they had started as a team. So I didn't miss much.
So do you think if you gathered sooner or have more time practice together, so it's really better?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think just in general, I mean, more time is always better, but the teams that we did lose to, I mean, they were really, really, really good, right? They were very well oiled. I don't think that the difference in a couple more weeks, honestly, would change that. I think that the effort from our group, our attempt at counter execution and everything like that was there. I think there were some games where, you know, we missed some more shots than we had hoped. But you know, this team put in so much time, and a lot more time than other teams that got put together did. And so I have no regrets as far as the effort and time that these guys, you know, we did everything that we could. There was a couple of jump shots that I wish, you know, rolled in and out, that I wish I could have changed just a little bit. Yeah.
So sometimes you guys miss a couple of shots in a row, and everybody like, what's wrong with the hoof? No, what's wrong with the hoof? Not about you guys. What's
Is
wrong
it off?
Is
it? It's gotta be. It's off today. But yeah, no, it was. You know, we had some games where we were on fire, you know, and couldn't miss, and we had some games where, you know, things didn't bounce our way. But you know, those guys are so talented. Everyone from Phu Vinh to Tam Dinh, and everyone like that. We have a lot of good shooters, and you know, I'll live with those shots.
So, do you think that we should get more import players?
I think that takes away from, you know, no knock to anyone else or any other country, but I think that takes away from the mission here as a country and understanding where we're really at, right, with our growth and where we are at with basketball in Vietnam. If we just bring someone that's not Vietnamese into the fold and just to win, you know, what does that mean? You know, the fans appreciate it too, seeing that the team that we field is truly Vietnam.
Yes. Which game do you think that you're proud of yourself the most?
Oh, the Thailand game was fun because their best player, Trey Holder, in Thailand is Antonio Price, is a really, really good friend of mine. And so to have that battle again, we haven't had since maybe high school, was fun to go duke that out. But I think for us as a team, I think that Singapore game was a real gut check. And to be down the entire game, it's like you're going down and you have to go find the sun and bring it back up. And so for me, that was one of those rewarding games. because I went there. It's a scary place to go. Found it. We won, which even helped even more. And then to hug my mom and sister right before they went to the airport after that game was like the moment for me. And so I was pretty emotional in the locker room after that, because when you go to that place, it takes an emotional toll on you. And so I think that was probably one of the more rewarding games for me, just to really test how bad you want something. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was super banged up and dealing with injuries. Chris Durker could barely run by the end, but at the same time, you know, all the teams were banged up or had injuries, and so, you know, we can't sit around too long and think about, you know, what if. I think that this team is doing a good job on figuring out, you know, how can we, being the question, right? How can we prepare for, you know, going to Cambodia, I think it is next year, for SEA Games 32 and get a medal there, right? So if it's 1 year of preparation, it's 1 year. We got to go, what's our best 1 year plan, you know? So I think it's about how can we, you know, make that group even just tighter from execution and, you know, tactics and all that stuff over the next year. But whatever roster we put together, I think that it's very, very well thought through. It's the best 12 that we can put together.
So who are your favorite guys, the most favorite guys, local Vietnamese players?
That's an impossible question. You're going to get me in trouble here. No, I love them all. Everyone from Phu Vinh to Ang to Bang to Katre to Hung Bon and Hugh and all those guys. I mean, they all have a special place in my heart. When you do something like this, I think that you're bonded kind of forever. All those guys are super talented, so I expect that from everybody. Our standards are high, and I expect the most from my guys. So, like, you know, when they do great things, it's not necessarily a surprise to me, because I hold them to that standard every day.
Yeah, you know? Maybe there's a difference to me because I'm watching the games as a fan, and I'm surprised because I never seen like local players have that confidence that much. Yeah.
A lot of
just
confidence.
Look at Kim Ban. He shoot, and he's like,
I think the VBA does a good job of building that up, building the confidence of the guys up. But yeah, some guys have more celebrations. I'm glad they can go show it a little bit. Yeah.
So it's way different to you guys, like you or Chris Dicker. It's everyone.
Yeah, we're
Every
super
time.
locked in. Yeah.
So focused and so serious.
Yeah.
But you, the one who cheer everybody up after the loss.
I mean, you know, understanding the macro and the big picture of this journey of basketball, and where these guys can take it from here, right? It hurts to lose a game like that when there's a medal on the line and in front of your home crowd, right? Like, I get it. But at the same time, I wouldn't be a leader or the leader if I wasn't able to, you know, put it in perspective for them and try to make sure that they use it and use that memory and use that pain in the right way, right? And shift it and point them in the direction to be successful with it. You know, I think that the people who are doing it are doing a good job. And so it's just going to take constant investment and constant attention on, you know, doing things the right way, advertisement and everything around it, right? So the more it grows as a whole, the better we're going to get. And, you know, that also attracts more foreign players and Viet Q guys, right? The bigger it gets here. So, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely been a lot of investment over the last couple of years into helping the game grow. And so I think everyone's been appreciative of what's been done so far. A long way to go, obviously, as you said, to match it up with everywhere else. But I mean, for it to be this early and making the progress it's made, it's.
So now we're going to have a quick fire question for Chris and Yuya. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
What is your favorite Vietnamese cuisine?
Oh, this is really tough because it's different in Saigon and Hanoi. But up here, I think in Hanoi, I like the pho better. I had a killer bún chả.
Quick.
It was like a bowl of like noodles and it had like some duck.
Next question. How many coffee drinks have you tried in Vietnam and what kind of coffee you like the most?
I've had too many kinds and probably too many places, but my favorite and my go-to is Bạc Xỉu.
How many followers have your Instagram increased since you compete in SEA Games?
A lot. Like I don't know how much, but it's close to like probably another 8,000-10,000.
What is your favorite sound?
The eruption of the crowd after a really nice move and then I make the shot.
What is the most annoying sound?
All the beeps, all the beeping when you around the city.
Other hobbies besides basketball?
I love movies, not scary movies, but like I love movies. Just traveling, love traveling. Big music guy, so I'm like always looking for like new, good music. And yeah, reading books every here and there.
Where did you like to go the most in the US besides the basketball courts?
The beach, probably the beach.
Tell me about one of your bad habits.
I love chocolate. I mean, it's technically not bad. I don't think it's bad, but yeah, I'm always like snacking on something. Yeah.
Who's the female players of the national team that you feel most impressed with?
Oh my God, the twins were so fun to watch. They were like amazing. Yeah.
If you
and
could,
AD, shout out to AD.
If you could go to any country through the magic door, where would you go?
I haven't been to Australia yet, so maybe I'll go there.
If you had superpower, what would it be?
It would be to, I want to say it'd be to either fly or to be invisible.
Wow. What would you do?
So I could just go into certain rooms and hear things and just hide.
Like bad things?
Yeah, just so I could be nosy.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Goofy, determined, and loving.
How to pass the Harvard examinations?
You know, just a lot of late nights, a lot of study.
Do you know any Vietnamese singer?
Ooh, there's a really good one actually that I just started listening to. She's on a couple like really big songs. I think Evie.
Your favorite quote?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Don't rest in the middle, rest at the end.
Say something in Vietnamese.
Ooh.
A long line, okay?
Long line? Oh yeah. How is it again? Tôi. You. Kek bang. Tôi you kek bang.
Now, this is the most important question. Will you coming back for the next SEA Games?
I don't know about coming back for the next SEA Games, but I can say that I will be back in Vietnam for sure. My new sport.
At least you have to reveal what time you coming back here.
I will. It'll be a surprise, just like the SEA Games.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here with us and telling us your amazing journeys.
Thank you. And thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So I wish you the best for the upcoming journeys.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you audiences for following our journey. Stay tuned and see you next episode. I'm Việt Nga from Talk Sport and this is Chris and JUZANG. Bye!